should be closer than friends. If you OPN, engaging you's on my agenda. Request my chariot to get ya. The door's OPN. Take the high road and hop in. Open up, OPN, OPN.
Welcome to the hot seat.
Thank you for having me.
Pleasure. So I'm a third year drama and performance study student, and as part of my exam, I have been given the task to do an industrial interview on someone in the entertainment industry.
All right.
And I have chosen you, and thank you for accepting the request.
Yay. Thanks for choosing me. Thanks for choosing me. Cool.
Okay, so can you please just give us a little background info on who Joey Drummz is and how the name Joey Drummz came about?
Alright, who am I? You know, it's such a weird question, you know. I always say that if someone asks me who I am, it's like hard to say because I am who I am and it's kind of hard to describe. But I would probably just say I'm a hip-hop DJ and events coordinator and all-around cool guy. Was on radio. Planning on going back, so at the moment I'm a hip-hop DJ and events coordinator. I don't host them at one place. I host in multiple cities, multiple venues. It's rather fun, I guess.
Yeah. So what inspired you to become a DJ?
Me, to be honest, I was a big fan of the craft. You know, like obviously, you know, you grow up seeing guys like Fresh, guys like Euphonic, you know. Aces at their craft, and you know, for me it was more their ability to engage with people through music and, you know, change people's moods. Like I liked that a lot because I liked how music changed my mood and how it could take me from one place in a bad space to a really good space. So I wanted to be the person who delivers that, you know, so I had a very keen interest from very early on, but less so for the hip-hop, but more house initially because I wasn't aware of the hip hop aspect of it initially, but yeah.
How did you learn to play the DJing?
It's a very, very funny story. A friend of mine had a brother who has sound, right? They'd hire out for events, weddings, whatever. So it stayed in the garage. So he stayed not too far from my house. So I used to have like weekend jobs in high school, like over the holidays and stuff. And his brother wouldn't be working, so I'd actually go to his place. The only time we'd actually have to use the equipment is like very early in the morning, maybe between like 7 and 9. So I'd have to go all the way to, I wake up at like 6, go to his house at 7, knock on the door, tell him, yo, please set up the sound, because I couldn't do anything, right? So I was like, you're the only one who can set this up, please set this up for me. I had a 2-hour window before I had to go. I was at like sports scene. Before I had to go there, I had to literally go to his house, DJ a little bit. I made so many mistakes, it's scary. I think he hated me for a bit because one, it was noisy, two, there was like no cohesion with the music, so I was making all my mistakes at his house every single morning between 7 and 9.
But look at you now. Look at where you are now.
I know, right? Practice makes perfect, I guess, you know.
Okay, do you have any DJing schools that you would perhaps recommend for me? Because, you know, I'd also want to like do the things and be a DJ.
You want to be
some
house or hip hop?
Hip hop.
Really?
I'm a huge fan of hip hop.
Who's your favorite artist right now?
MT.
Really?
Always does it for me. Always does it for me.
How did you find his last album? Nice.
It was okay. It was okay. It was okay.
All right. Well, going back to the DJing school thing. To be honest, I'm self-taught. Going all the way back to, you know, garage days where I was 7 in the morning till 9 a.m. I could only play house. You know, I love hip hop. I loved hip hop even back then, but I couldn't play it. So my friend's brother, you know, he could DJ. So I had him teach me how to play house, and then just by trial and error, I figured, okay, I could probably adapt these principles to hip hop, which was tricky enough. But I mean, if you know and love hip hop, it's easy to adapt from one style to the other. Cape Town, you know, you don't feel like you're in SA. Sharp the people you can see, but you'll hear maybe, you'll be walking on long streets and you'll hear maybe 5-6 different accents. You know, it'll be, and not just South African, you'll hear Xhosa, you'll hear Zulu, then you'll hear Afrikaans, then you'll hear German, then you'll hear Italian, then you'll hear Spanish. And you're just literally walking across the road. And it's the same with the nightlife. As soon as you're out and about, the fact that it's so cosmopolitan means, I mean, your sound also adapts to the vibe and the audience that's there, you know. It allows you to toy, and because going back to me liking to mash things up and, you know, make it an experience, it gives you so much freedom to do that. You know, Cape Town is like Joburg, but it's not as busy, but it's more refined.
Okay, so you spoke about nightlife, so which one would you choose between Cape Town and Joburg?
Okay, the nightlife.
Just the nightlife. Cape Town.
Like I said, I mean, Cape Town I like for the vibe, right? I like for its scene. It's very different, you know. It's something that gravitates towards me. But in terms of like sheer volume, probably Joburg. You know, like you can do so much more in Joburg. There's so many. In one night, you could go to maybe 5, 6, 7 different kind of vibes, and they all packed and they all a jump, and you meet so many new people every single day in Joburg. You know, whereas Cape Town is just like you just want to live there, except it's extremely expensive, like ridiculously.
Yes.
Yeah. But yo.
Okay, so what festivals would you like to play at?
Rocking the Daisies in South Africa.
Anywhere, actually.
Okay, I'd say Rocking the Daisies locally, festival in Cape Town. Internationally, I mean, I want to say Coachella. I want to say Coachella. Coachella is one of them internationally. Yeah, Coachella is one of them internationally. But I'd probably say Ultra Music Festival in Miami. Yeah. I'd say going back to the Joburg Cape Town thing. Coachella for me would be what I'd be looking for in Cape Town.
Yeah.
And Ultra Music Festival would be like a Joburg. So Coachella is more vibe. Ultra is volume. Yeah.
Nice. Okay, so what or who is your biggest inspiration? Locally
Okay.
or internationally?
Locally, I like. There's a couple of people locally. Maybe in terms of like artists, I'd say I like what Nasty C is doing right now. You know, I like what he's doing for hip hop in general. You know, like he's been him since like Price City. Funny story, like I mean, we were introduced to Nasty like I think it was still in high school. A friend of mine set up like an Audio Mac account. I don't think Nasty had one, and he uploaded Nasty's mixtape, Price City, and I think he mailed all of us, DM'd us and stuff. And I won't even lie, I probably didn't listen to his project for maybe 4 months, you know. And then I was doing mixes for the Fresh Cuts, and someone played a song that was in the mixtape, and I was like, yo, who's this? And he looked at me like this, is like, bro, I sent you this like 4 months ago, you know. So like I had cake on my face. I went back, clicked on it, checked the whole thing out, and I've been a fan since. And I've liked his growth because it's been so authentic, so genuine. There hasn't really been a gimmick. It's just Nasty being Nasty.
Yeah.
I mean, from his music, the lyrics, how he interacts with his fans. I mean, things like he's opened up the kind of channel between himself and fans that a lot of guys don't really do. I mean, he dropped his number on Twitter, you know, and said anyone.
You did that, really?
Yeah, he dropped his number on Twitter once and said anyone who wants to WhatsApp me, you know. And like people didn't believe him until they WhatsApped him, and he started video calling people at random.
Wow.
And he was like,
I didn't know about that.
and people were crying. He's like, yo, people are crying in the videos because they don't believe. Like someone would message him and say, is this Nasty C? And Nasty's like, yes. And someone would be like, you're lying. And then Nasty will video call them, and they'll be like, oh my god, it's really you, kind of thing, you know.
Wow.
So that, as well as I remember also one particular moment here in Marisburg. There was an event on the 1st of January. It was raining heavy, so much so that water was seeping onto the stage. So he was performing, I think, before Casper, and now he's on stage and he's soaking wet. It's getting into the microphone. You can hear the sound cutting. I think Hell Now was playing. What he does, I mean, he didn't. Most guys I know of would literally be like, you know what, this is dead. I can't do this, and they jump off stage. He got off the stage and there was like fencing, and the music was playing obviously, and he was rapping literally to everyone who was in front of the fence. You couldn't hear a word he was saying naturally, but I mean, he was like, fuck it, I'm here, I'm wet, my mic's not working, but I'm here to rap, you know. So I like that, and him putting like Aries on the same tour as him, when everyone assumes like they've got this beef, you know, throwing MT on there after his incident, you know, just, you know, give him some moral support as well as obviously a check. But like for him, everything he does seems so genuine, and his growth is so nice to watch. So he's like a big inspiration for not just myself, I'm sure a lot of people. Internationally, it would have to be Jimmy Iovine. Jimmy Iovine of Interscope, you know. I like him because he was like a producer, and he's very behind the scenes, and I'm a big fan of like the behind the scenes stuff. As much as I like DJing and I like interacting with people, I like knowing how things work, you know. Why is this the way it is? How did this event come about? How did they get the lighting like that, you know? How did they build this event up? What goes into the final product, you know? And he builds like the whole Beats by Dre brand, and they sold that to Apple, and now they've got the whole collaboration with Apple and the $2 billion deal they had with himself and Dr. Dre. I watched like this documentary called, I think it's The Other Ones, or no, The Defiant Ones, there you go, The Defiant Ones. It basically details how Jimmy Iovine and Dr. Dre got that deal with Apple, and that gave me a whole lot of different perspective after I saw it. So currently it'd probably be Jimmy Iovine. Before it would probably be like Diddy, Jay-Z. But I like Jimmy for the background.
The third year drama student. I did tell you that I want to be a DJ.
Yeah.
What advice would you give me?
Start with the basics. I think that's the best and most important thing at the moment for anybody. I feel like, again, like everyone wants to skip all the gritty stuff and they want the end result, when all it really takes is, okay, sharp, I want to learn how to play. I'll teach myself, I'll practice every single day, maybe give myself an hour. I'm going to play some music, make some mixes, make all the mistakes you can while you still can. You know, make all the mistakes on your own. You know, learn how to build yourself as a brand. Like, take the photos, get a logo, write up a profile, you know, hit promoters up, let them know this is what you're about. Be consistent, you know, because I mean, if you're trying to cultivate a fan base, people want to see your content all the time, whether it's mixes, whether it's your shows, whether it's anything that you do. If you've got merchandise, cool, but people want that constant flow of content, and if as soon as you start, have a plan so that you can always deliver on that content. I think that's the most important thing. Just basics, fundamentals. Get your house in order first before, you know, you want people to see it. You know, if that makes sense. Yeah.
Thank you so much. I think we've reached the end of our.
Was that 20 minutes? It felt longer.
Yeah,
Not a bad thing.
I think it was like 30 or 40.
Really, not a bad thing. Never a bad thing. Failure thing. I fixed it though, eventually, in life. But on the day, it was very tricky. So now the thing is with CDJs, what I didn't know until I looked it up is that the USBs come in USB 2.0 and 3.0. That's the speed, right?
Yeah.
But now all CDJs are only they're compatible for USB 3.0, but they made for USB 2.0. So now what USB 3.0 flash drives do is that they process too fast for the thing, so it glitches your song. I didn't know this, and I'm playing at a Mzansi Magic event at the Wave House, and I put my USB in, and it literally freezes. It switches off, then switches on, and just says loading. And the song is playing, and hip hop songs are extremely short. Extremely short. I won't even lie, I wanted to cry. I've never in my life I wanted to disappear.
What did you do?
And when everyone's jamming to a song and they're probably waiting for the next one, and I'm like, guys, do you guys all know that nothing is going to play now? Literally, like it's about to go really quiet really soon, And I was stuck in like two minds. Like I was literally like, you know what? I don't need this money. I can just grab my bag, leave this flash drive here, and like switch off my phone. And yeah, it did go quiet. By the way, thankfully there was a host, someone with the microphone, so. They thought it was like a cue, and as soon as it went quiet, they jumped on. Hey, is everyone having a good time? Yeah.
At least.
Yeah, but I mean,
Yeah.
I think that's probably one of the most embarrassing moments I've ever had, like on a set. But like as far as like messing up, it's not like to gas myself or anything. But I don't remember like messing up songs or anything. But that was the biggest hiccup. But I sorted it out. Thank God.
Have you played at Cubana before?
Yeah.
PMB, the PMB.
Yeah. I have. Yeah.
Okay.
A couple of times. It's cool. You call them the next day just to acknowledge that follow through. Like, yo, listen, how you doing, bro? Just following through on what I said yesterday. I know you're probably kind of busy. We'll talk on Monday. People want that kind of follow up, and a lot of people don't do it because someone will be like, I want to work with that guy, and then in the morning you either hungover or whatever. And you're like, fuck it, and then the next week you see them again. Hey, remember what we said last week? Let's work. It becomes boring and no one takes it seriously, and you can't do that forever, So, yeah, there's that.
Have you ever had any beef with any?
You know what I always say. Here are my thoughts on beef. I don't have I don't have a bad feelings or whatever against anyone. I can never like beef with anybody. It's such a waste of time. So if you're beefing with me, I always say you're beefing with yourself. Like literally. Beef away the dog. Like Adiz. I'm not coming. I'm not gonna say it, dog. Like if you don't like me for whatever reason, great. It's cool. If that's how you wanna live your life, G, I'm okay with that. You have 24 hours in your life. If you choose to spend them, harboring resentment towards me, that's you. But I can't do it. So I've never beefed with anyone, I know guys who've beefed with me, but I don't beef with them. Like that's what I kind of mean, Guys will beef with me over stupid shit. Like I don't book. You don't book me, but you book this guy, or you put me on too early. If whatever. I don't know. Like it's very weird. Like dudes hate you for like the weirdest reasons. It's always silly.
What is your double HP favorite song?
My favorite double HP song. You know what? It's weird. I've been listening to double HP since he dropped Umang, which is I don't think it's his first album. If it is, then yeah, since like Umang and Umang Reloaded. But the song for me that probably I'd say my favorite because it embodies everything that Jero is pretty much about. It would be like as far back as like Tswaka. Tswaka's a vibe, and everything about that song screams his personality, If you think Jabba, you think Tswaka, You think Bosoki Man type vibes, Like that Kwaito / hip hop feel, summer, daytime, Even Music and Lights, like what would summer be without Jabba, It's that kind of stuff, I like songs like that by Jabba. I don't have any one favorite song, but those are definitely down my ballpark. Definitely the kind of Jabba song. Success, you can't ever, like I always say, clap for everyone, man. Like, any up and coming, whatever, any particularly black people, black people don't clap for each other enough. I think it's like they want you to win, but don't win too much. That's what they say. Like, win enough for my ego to accept that you've won. But once you start winning too much, it's about I start feeling insecure. And I don't know why people feel insecure when other people are succeeding. Like, I feel great when I see someone else winning, man. Like, I'll call you. I'll send you a message. Yo, when I see you, I'm buying you shots, That's the kind of vibe that I want. That's the kind of energy, because, people go through so much to get those W's. They take so many L's to get those W's, only for when they get their W's, for people to hate them for that, Like, why would you do that? Let's say me, for example, I'll go through a lot, and when I eventually win, only to have someone say, but he doesn't deserve that. Sorry. How the hell do you? How the,
It's okay.
yeah, how
It's
the hell?
okay.
How the hell do you know that? You know, you don't know any backstory. You don't know what happened. You don't know the process. So, I mean, I clap for the victory because I know there's always a process. There's always a lot of stuff that people do before they take that W. So, yeah, man, like, clap for people, dude. Celebrate your artists while you still can.
You spoke about something about depression. You spoke about depression.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you think Uguti, many artists go through depression?
They do, and they really do. Like, I won't even lie, firsthand, like, you see it, you know, and no one in the entertainment industry really takes time to say, yo, bro, are you okay? Like,
Yeah.
you know, you've been mad quiet, you know, can I pull through, can I see you? You know, we all know each other, but we don't really know each other, which is a very weird thing, you know, in entertainment. Because then you're with these people all the time. But, like, because entertainment is the way it is, everyone wants to keep this impression that everything is great all the time. It can never be great all the time. I mean, dudes go through the most. Even AKA, who's having a great time right now, has his bad days, you know? I think even guys like, you know, I mean, it's hard because, I mean, you think of maybe guys like KO, who's, I hate using the term like fall off because you don't fall off, but you'll go from an extreme high to toppling down the pecking order. You know, you'll go from like KO's the go-to guy. Nigga, what?
I'm gonna ask you to dance. Can you dance?
No.
Oh
For me,
no!
I bob my head. I'm really good at that. Like, I'm the best head bobber you'll ever see. Like,
Do you think Uguti, okay, obviously you're popular now and stuff. Are you still the same person you were back then when you weren't as popular as you are now?
I'd like, again, like I always say, like it's like someone saying, yo, like, be yourself. I've always just been like me. I'm the same to everyone all the time. So that's why for me, like, little entertainment things, I've never really, yes, you know, all the benefits and the perks and whatever, it's a fun time. But I think the fact that I do all that stuff with my friends makes it very cool for me. Like, I don't make industry friends, you know, like in an industry way. You know, I make friends. If I vibe with you, you're my friend now, you know. And yeah, I'm the same dude like I was day one. You know, I know people that change and I've seen it, you know, so I've always asked myself, like, have I changed? But I've seen people change and I know that I've definitely not changed. I'm literally the same guy.
So anyone, hey Joe, you remember me?
I hop out of VIP. I hate VIP first and foremost, actually.
Yeah.
I really do. I hate VIP. Like, it's boring as hell, you know. But I mean, if I'm with people and then VIP, great. But if you're not and you greet me, I'm not gonna be bougie and, you know, turn around. I remember we were at, I forgot what it was called, but it's where Kibena is now in Richards Bay. I forgot the old venue. But there was an event there with Dream Team and myself. Now, I'm cool with the guys at Dream Team, yeah? And Richards Bay is home for me. So the promoter had organized like a little VIP setup, you know, couch, whatever, for the artists and everything. And the Dream Team got there first. So the manager was Nick. Nick hits me up, he's like, yo, dog, pull through, we in VIP. I was like, hey, dog, Richards Bay's home for me. I can't be that guy at home. It's strange. You know, like, I was dancing Fair Kaya, now I'm sitting on special couches, now I don't want to be spoken to, you know, it's weird, that thing, you know, it's and that's how people get depressed. That's how people get depressed in entertainment, because they create this image that they can't maintain, and when they can no longer do it, it's bad, you know. So yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Same guy.
And okay, to wrap this up, please tell us where you'll be this weekend and any special events that you'll be doing.
This weekend, my weekend starts on Saturday. Not doing anything on Friday. Saturday afternoon, I'm at, there's a ladies event. I forgot the venue. Go figure. But there's a ladies event I'm going to be playing at. It's like some guys hosting something for talks and, you know, trying to get people business savvy and whatever. I'm playing there. Then I'm going to neighborhood Chisanyama, which is big.
Yes.
Home sweet home. Yeah. Neighborhood Chisanyama later on that night. Sunday, a friend of mine, DJ friend of mine is having like a birthday weekend thing. It's in Bali. Touch of Class is the name of the venue. Yeah, so it's like Touch of Class meets bonfire cookout type thing. So lots of food, and yeah, lots of vibes. That's my weekend. Yeah.